everyone, welcome to our story time today. Today we have a special guest, as you can see, sitting here next to me. We're going to do a story on lizards, and I thought, well, it would be pretty cool to see a real live lizard. Can you tell me what his name is?
Turtle.
His name is Turtle. Does that look like a turtle to you? He's got pretty colors though, doesn't he? All right, well, thank you, Turtle, for visiting us today. Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoy meeting Turtle. Today I'm going to read Lizard from the Park by Mark Peet. Like most days, Leonard walked home by himself. On this particular spring afternoon, he took a shortcut through the park. When he got to the deepest, darkest part of the park, Leonard spotted something. It was an egg, and it was unlike any egg Leonard had seen before. I wonder what kind of egg it was. Leonard put the egg in his backpack, zipped it up, and carried it home. He took it to his apartment, which was on the top floor of a very tall building. In his room, Leonard and the egg played together for the entire afternoon. That night, Leonard held the egg close as he fell asleep. Do you hang on to something nice and tight when you go to sleep? In the morning, Leonard noticed something. The egg began to jiggle and crack. Then a nose busted through the shell. It was a lizard. Leonard watched as the lizard busted through the rest of the shell. Then Leonard made a decision. He named the lizard Buster. Leonard couldn't wait to show his new friend the world outside. He and Buster spent the whole day exploring Leonard's favorite places in the city. In the weeks following, Leonard took Buster everywhere. They spent their mornings together, their afternoons together, and they spent their in-betweens together. Leonard's reading him a book. As spring turned into summer, Leonard realized something. Not only did Buster keep growing and growing and growing, but he seemed to be enjoying himself less and less. Meanwhile, the bigger Buster got, the more Leonard had to disguise him so he could fit in among the city crowds. It soon became impossible. He's standing way too tall. So Leonard decided to keep Buster in his room. Buster didn't seem to like that either. Poor Buster. After a while, Buster grew too big even for Leonard's room. Leonard moved him to the roof, though he knew it was only a matter of time before Buster would outgrow that too. Leonard found himself in a very difficult situation. Finally, he had an idea. He gathered every balloon he could find in the city, red ones, shiny ones, balloons shaped like animals. What's he going to do with all those balloons? He filled his entire room. On the day of the big parade, noisy crowds gathered in the streets below. Leonard heard music. Then he saw the giant balloons. Soon the parade reached his building. Leonard and Buster joined in. Oh, look at all those balloons. He's going to try to fly away with. My, look at. Oh, there they are. They're in the middle of all those big balloons. When they reached the park, Leonard and Buster floated away from the parade and sat down gently near the deepest, darkest part of the park, where Buster joined his family. Sometimes Leonard still cuts through the park on his way home. Oh, there's a tail. And sometimes he takes a new way.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Tinnikum's Summer Quest Last Craft. You just heard the story with Miss Donna about a lizard named Buster, and you saw a real live lizard here in the library named Turtle. So today's craft, we are going to make our own lizard, and you can make it look like Turtle, or you can make it look like Buster, or you can name your lizard yourself. So what you're going to have in your bag is a smushed paper towel roll. And the first step you're going to do is cut out the body that is on there. Now it's important that the black lines here, right here, and right here, you do not cut. They have to stay connected. So that's why you're going to start here, go around and end there, and then start back again here, come down and around and end there. And I will show you. So that's what we're going to do now, is cut out the lizard exactly where the black lines are. So see how I ended there? Now I'm going to take my scissors and start down here. When we're done, it will look something like this, and then when you push it back open, see how it's still connected in those two sides, and that's very important. You want to leave it like that. The next step, decide what you want is the top and the bottom. So we're going to make this the top, and so the bottom, I am going to cut this second head off here. So we're just going to make it arch like that. We don't need that. And same with the tail, you can cut that bottom tail off. So basically you are going to have the top part, the head and tail, still connected, but I just cut off the second head and the second tail. And they are actually trash. Next thing you're going to do, you have 4 legs on here that you're going to cut out. Now if you leave this together, really you only need to cut out 2 because the second one will be behind it. So that's actually easier work. So let's just cut out 2 and I will show you. So I cut out the one, and because it was doubled, I now have 2 legs, and a lizard has 4, so we'll just need to do it again on the second one. Okay, so now that you have your 4 legs cut out, we are going to glue them onto our lizard. So 2 are going to go in between here in the back, just like that, okay, and we're going to glue. So you'll need some glue around. And you're going to take it in between there and glue it to the top part, okay, on both sides. And these you're going to have to press down so they stick, and again give them time to dry. Okay, now I have all 4 of my legs on, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and you want to let this probably sit for like 5 minutes to dry so the legs stay on. All right, your next step will be to paint your lizard. You can paint it, or you could just color it with markers or crayons, whatever's easier. I happen to have purple paint here, so I decided I'm going to paint mine purple. So you're just going to paint the whole thing. If you want to do the bottom, that's fine. I'm just going to do the top, and I'm going to paint my whole thing purple, and then I'm going to let it sit probably for about a half hour till the paint dries. Okay, it's been about a half hour. I've let my paint dry. Now if you're not using paint, then you don't need to let it sit and dry, but I have my purpled lizard here, and we're going to make it a frilled neck lizard. So in your bag you have a cupcake liner, and what you're going to do is kind of turn it inside out, because we want the colored part on the inside here, and we're going to cut out the base of this. So we have a hole, and you want the colored part on the inside, and this is going to be the frilled neck lizard. We're going to stick this on his head, and if it doesn't fit through, try to squeeze it through. And then you might want to add a little glue to hold it in place. But the cupcake liner paper is the frilled neck lizard there. And the last thing we're going to do is you should have a set of googly eyes in here. And we're going to glue our eyes to our lizard. Okay, there is our final product of our frilled neck lizard.